So the next thing I'd like to discuss is what's called the LaDR, and that's short for Learning and Development Roadmap. And basically what that is it's an outline for training and education milestones. It's broken down into each specific pay grade and rate, and it's basically used to optimize your Navy career paths. It provides you guidance towards advancement, education opportunities, even professional certifications. So we access that through the Navy Cool link. So from my Navy Portal Quick Links, we're going to scroll down to the Navy Cool. Once we're logged in, this also breaks down into Navy, Marine, and Department of the Navy civilians. Now we're going to cover Navy Cool in a later section, but for now, click on Navy Cool, scroll right down, and right in the center at the bottom is our LaDR and OARs. Now once you access this screen, you can basically go ahead and pick any rate that you like. We'll go with AM and then select your pay grade. We'll do E5. Now this is going to basically bring up a PDF version of the LaDR. Now in the beginning there's an intro and the Navy ethos and a couple little tidbits on what the roadmap is about, but then it breaks down into different sections depending on what part of the Navy you're in. If you're in the active component, if you're in FTS, or if you're SLERES. So we'll go ahead and we'll scroll down to the SLERES section. Okay, here we go. The AM path for the select reserves. It starts on page 16 right here. So the first thing this is going to come up with, this is basically your milestones, right? And you'll notice here on the left it says years of service, right? So if we're in E5, we're probably going to go down till we start seeing the AM2s, AM3s. So like right here, we'll go with this one. So average years of service, 4 to 8. The rank, AM1, average years for advancement, 10.9 years. AM2, 6 years. AM3, 3.6 years. Some officer programs to consider, like MECEP, Stay 21, Naval Academy, LDO. And then it's going to go over here to the right and it's going to tell you what kind of billets, what kind of duty qualifications you should be getting into. Has some notes down here. When A schools are required, certain NECs, a little bit more about the job. And then right here it tells you the different types of NECs that can be offered. And with AM there's a lot of them because there's a lot of different types of aircraft. We get on to more NECs, and then we get on to some specific acronyms that are utilized with people who are in the AM rating. Considerations for advancement from E6 to E7. E7 to E8. E8 to E9. Next one is actual skill training. So these are different courses that you can take, like aircraft corrosion control, paint touch-up, so paint school, radome and fiberglass repair, and it'll tell you the SIN number, so the course number for the school will tell you how long the course is. We keep scrolling down, here's some more schools. These are more platform specific. Some more job descriptions, recommended build assignments for airframers. So this section has the personal and professional development or the career development boards, which is pulled right out of the handbook that you guys can hand fill in yourselves and use to go over when you conduct your CDBs. It has a record review checklist to ensure that all your records is in order. This is very helpful. Lots of great links right here. Scrolling down, we have our qualification checklist, and you can basically say that any of these specific qualifications that you have, again, some of these are for active duty only, but can be very helpful. So down to credentialing. So again, this goes back to the Navy Cool website, which is where we got our LaDR, and we're going to cover this again. in a future segment. But this basically is the credentialings that you can get specific to this rate. Then we get into out-of-rate credentialings, LaDR credentialings, and then it goes into the US maps and how you can utilize those specific to your rate. Continuing on, post-military occupations, things like aerospace engineering, flight line supervisors, welders, cutters, all the things that you can take to use your Navy skill set and apply them in the outside world. Staying Navy. So again, this whole section covers things like going from the reserve component to the active component, changing your rates in the reserve component, going from active to the reserves. Tons of great information on this section as well. This also includes things like the Career Intermission Program, which allows active duty folks to sometimes take between 1 and 3 years off to pursue professional or personal goals. Secretary of the Navy tours, canvas recruiters. Then it goes into career waypoint reenlistments. Now a lot of this isn't going to apply to the SLERES folks, but it is great information to know and to have. The C-Way is going to be how you apply for RC to AC conversions. It talks about targeted reentry programs with the gold ticket and silver ticket. Then we're going to go into transfer checklists from the AC or FTS, SLERES transfers, separating and retiring checklist, physical fitness for PFA cycles. We'll continue to scroll down. Now we get into professional military education. Okay, so this would be specific degrees that you would pursue that may be related to your field. This also has checklist in it. And then we're going to go down to the Navy PME. So this is specific for E5. This includes some of your GMTs, but has things like ethnics training, Adams for supervisors. And as you scroll down, you're going to get into recommended PME. Now this is going to be a great thing to utilize if you want to stand out amongst your peers and to get these courses done. The EPMEs, those are long, but that's a lot of great stuff when it comes down to your eval. So that's something to really consider utilizing and using. As we continue down, we're going to get into more E5 recommended reserve PMEs. So that would be very helpful for you guys. Recommended community PMEs. Professional reading program. So this is talking about essential readings. These are great books that you can utilize. I didn't even know they had this on here, but some very, very good reading. So that's another thing to definitely keep in your back pocket, especially if you're a book lover. Again, more of a community reading that's more specific to the rate itself. And then we get into the voluntary education. Talks about different recommended occupational related degrees for associates and for bachelors, whether it's professional aeronautics, or it can even be business administration, technical management, professional aeronautics. And then again, it talks about general information as far as tuition assistance, your JST, what the American Council for Education is, vocational certifications, CLEPing tests, the SATs or ACTs. Then it's going to give you an example of what a degree plan looks like. And then we get into the reference section. And again, this is a must-have right here. If there's anything you're ever kind of curious about, this is a great spot to go and check as far as reenlistments, extensions, reserves and retirements, separations, advancement, education. It's going to be in here. It will reference you to the correct MILPERS manual or OpNav instruction. So again, very vital tool. And that brings us to the end of the Navy ladder. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our quick links, and then we are going to head on over to INSEPS to look at some very important information there.